Hello once again, everyone, and sorry for the long delay. We have a very, very busy October, include both of us do, actually. So we are back now, and we're going to be picking up with getting more out of Thomas Page. So joining me once again is Eric, and we are going to be going through Lesson 4. Now, Lesson 4 really doesn't add anything too new. It's still just using the slips, but it's using them in a slightly different combination. So we'll go through it in bits, and then we'll also talk about the kind of little bonus that is attached to it, and then next time I'll be recording the next bit by myself. So, for this, I'm going to approach under a hanging guard. I'm going to throw an inside, which he will parry. I'm going to stop an outside, which he throws at my recovery. Now from here, it is described that I will slip an inside. This can be done in pieces, where Eric recovers back, I stay, and then I slip and throw. Or it could instead be done where he does a double cut off of his lunge. So that would look like this. I approach, I throw, I cover, whoop, hey. It works regardless, and depending upon who you're fighting, you may end up having that happen. But really, the important thing is that you leave a tempo for a slip. He's used to parrying the inside, he's used to me blocking the outside, he's expecting another inside or something like that, and that's why I then slip and take this opportunity. As a lot of people will really try to double in when they realize that you have not given distance or anything along those lines. So, one step back from here. There we go. Let's go through that again slow, and we're going to go ahead and use the pause, and then we'll do the double cut on a second. So, I approach, go an inside, stop an outside, slip an inside, recover outside, and then you can just retreat under the hanging and go back here. Now here's it with the double cut instead. So, approaching outside, throw, stop, whoop, hey, all good, all good. Nice and simple, really. Now, following this, you retreat back out, you're going to switch to an inside. So maybe you wanted it, maybe you didn't, doesn't necessarily matter. We switch to an inside, and then we're going to slip the same. So how do you give an invitation on the inside for a slip? Best advice I can have is just go ahead and let your tip drop. We will see this later in Angelo. He'll do a similar sort of thing, so might as well use it here. So I switch to an inside, and I drop, and he throws, whoop. Now the question is, what cut do I throw back? The exact term is slip the inside and throw the same. So it could be I am pulling back and immediately blasting with an inside, or alternatively I can always throw an outside. It kind of depends on whatever's available. If Eric's doing a big wide cut, then I see no reason not to blast him with the inside. If he's being a little narrower like he was before, then I should probably go ahead and take that outside shot. So, I'm in my outside, I switch to inside, I make myself vulnerable, whoop, hey, just nice and wrong reaching, nice and simple, nothing too complicated. So let's go through the whole sequence. So this time Eric is going to block my first slip, and then we'll build up from there. So I approach under a hanging guard, I cast an inside, stop an outside, slip an inside, throw, recover, retreat, switch to an inside guard, make myself vulnerable, whoop, hey, return, retreat. Nothing too complicated really, nice and straightforward. It's just building more of what you did before. Now the next bit of the lesson is we're described to slip and advance 3 times. This is a little bit more complicated, less likely to happen when you're actually drilling with somebody, so I won't spend a ton of time on it. But essentially all that is you just alternate sides. So Eric, would you go this way? So to slip and advance at the same time, if I start on outside, he throws his cut, I slip it, I fire, and I go ahead and recover forward. Switch to inside, he throws his next cut, slip, fire, recover, outside, slip, fire, recover. And you're just getting used to recovering forward on each of your cuts. It can be a very good exercise for moving up and down the floor, but really there's nothing too complicated about it. As far as recovering forward off the slip, that is something that is worth discussing a little bit. Most times I find, currently, when I have been employing my slips, and maybe this is an RCH specific thing, I use them when I have caught my opponent starting to stay in their lunge too long. Meaning that I, generally speaking, can escape and hit them just recovering to my guard, or just like the smallest kind of quasi-lunge. Meaning I never need to recover forward because they're still well in front of me, so if I hit or they block or whatever, I then want to frame out and get out. But if he's much faster on the recovery, then I see no reason that I could not gain that distance. So if he cuts, this puts me at half sword, which gives me a lot of wonderful opportunities to continue attacking him. And if he feels pressured during that, then that can lead into a lot of other fun things, because that puts us at half sword. So that would be my fair on the blade, my batter on the blade, other sorts of fun things. So it is worth practicing for that reason. I do find the outside to be very, very simple. Inside, if you throw a 1, can be a little bit more complicated, but it's the same idea basically. So, otherwise though, thank you very much, Eric. And thank you all very much for being patient and continuing to watch. glad to be back to this series. I will do my best to be somewhat regular, but it's a very busy time of year for me. However, though, thank you all very, very much for watching, and we'll go over some other techniques another time.